This is just a reminder that nothing is wrong. There is no accidents or mistakes. Everything is evolving perfectly and moving in the right direction, bringing you closer towards expansion, closer towards yourself with a capital S. So any of the little things or huge things that you see in your life that may be falling apart, or the state of the world, for example, it's unfolding perfectly. And anything in your life that you think is, in inverted commas, that you think is wrong, or that you've manifested, oh my God, why have I manifested this bad relationship, or losing my job, or disease, or sickness, or whatever it may be. Anything that you think that is a mistake or wrong is actually just limited awareness within your human mind, your own ego. So rather than seeing something as wrong, begin to remind yourself, or try to see these circumstances as something that you simply don't understand yet. And be aware too that you don't need to understand them. As I often say, the purpose for me anyway, the purpose of being here is we are a cylinder. And consciousness passes through this cylinder, and the cylinder records the emotion. That's how we evolve. We've come here to be in a human body to record emotion. That doesn't mean understand emotion, doesn't mean figure out where it came from or why it's here or what we have to do. It's nothing to do with that. It's to record the emotion. And in that process, the mind is the servant of the heart, not the ruler of the heart, not the master. So we do receive insights and guidance of where to turn next and what the next move is. That's all part of the process. Like the banks of the river just flows and the banks are there. The banks witness the river. So if the river runs dry or if the river bursts its banks, we don't have to get in and go, oh my God, we need more water. Or there's too much water, we need to get rid of the water. No, you allow the river to do its thing. The clouds pass the sky just witnesses. We just witness the clouds. Some days there's loads of clouds, some days there's none. Storm clouds, rain clouds, little fluffy clouds. Just witness. So allow whatever to pass through. You don't have to manage consciousness. There is no mistake. So there are circumstances in your life right now that you dislike and that you think, oh, I need to change this. I have to make this better, or I have to make this a different way. I really wouldn't bother with that. I would bother with integrating the frequency that it brings up in you. And as you witness and integrate the frequency and honor how you feel in response to this circumstance, as you continually do that, the circumstance will change, because you no longer need that frequency. If you've evolved and integrated that frequency, there's no reason for that frequency to be presented to you continually. A big issue with the likes of, say, The Secret or the idea of manifestation is that when people get sick or run out of money or lose their job or the relationship gets clunky or uncomfortable or runs its course, people overthink and think that they have, oh, I've manifested this, or they think they're continually, as I did, they think they're continually manifesting lack or a problem or abuse or whatever it may be. Why do I keep manifesting this? I wouldn't even bother with any of that. Feel what's being presented to you. Honor your being. You're being presented with these circumstances. You're being presented with a frequency that's activated within you, a response that's activated within you for a purpose. You're being shown a frequency. Often when I work with people, I will guide them into their body and into whatever is being presented, and maybe it be sadness, it could be depression or anger or anxiety, whatever. And I would say, with this This is our work, is to witness and honor and integrate this frequency. And very often people will say, oh, I've felt this all my life. I'm sick of feeling it. I don't want to fucking feel it anymore. Why would I feel depression or anxiety? I'm trying to get away from depression or anxiety or anger or fear or shame or whatever it may be. But with a bit of work, we would see that we don't, in the past, we haven't always felt and allowed those frequencies to breathe. So what I explored a little bit yesterday while working with a client was, I'm alcoholic. I'm sober 20-something years, but I spent many years sad and depressed and anxious and suicidal and indulging in melancholia and sadness and drinking and complaining to people. My life, I've no money, my life is so bad, and fucking poor me. And I wasn't really feeling the emotions. I was feeding off other people in many cases, or I was feeding off the chemicals of anxiety or depression or sadness or whatever it may be. That's very different. Telling people how bad our life is, and we're feeding off their reaction. They go, oh my God, and we go, yeah, I know. Ooh, That's very different to sitting alone and have a wave of sadness come over me and just to feel it. No fucking thoughts of where's this coming from? Why is this? How well will this go away? I have to get away from the sadness. Oh my God, my life is so bad. No fucking thoughts at all. I don't fucking care where it came from. I have no interest. I do not have time to fucking think about where the fuck this... I don't fucking care. If Gavin feels sad, I'm going to be with Gavin. If you want to spend the next fucking 9 hours reading fucking Carl Jung or whoever it is about where the sadness... Well, not Carl Jung. Freud or whoever about where the sadness... Good fucking luck to you. Go for it. Enjoy those 9 hours of mental masturbation. I'll give you an alternative. If your being feels sad, to sit with yourself or lie down in your bed and put your hand on your heart and be present with yourself while you feel sad. For all those years that I supposedly felt sadness, or more importantly, indulged in my fucking melancholia and poor me, it's an absolute gift from the gods to be able to sit down with myself now, sober, clear-minded, not indulging in analysis or poor me or how bad my life is or any of that nonsense, and purely to feel the sadness move through me, to feel tears well up in my eyes, to feel my heart or my stomach, and to be present with myself, embrace myself, allow myself to feel sadness. Guess what? This is going to blow your fucking mind. Humans feel sadness at times. It's a human emotion. Humans feel anger and shame, anxiety. These are natural emotions. There's nothing wrong with these. We don't need to get rid of these. We don't need to escape. Play the happy song, think happy thoughts, manifest, affirmations. No, none of that fucking new age bollocks. Feel the feeling that your being is presented to you, that your human body is receptive of and can translate to you, can present to you. If we weren't in this human body, we couldn't feel what it's like to be a human feeling sad or angry or anxious. So we've come here to be in this vehicle, to feel and record these emotions through this vehicle. So if you want to drive a fast car, you're going to feel what it's like. Ooh, what's it like to sit in this fucking Ferrari? Or an old Volkswagen Beetle. There's loads of them in Mexico. You're going to feel what it's like. It's slower. It's clunky. It's noisy. Ooh, it's a different experience. So if you come into a human body, you're going to feel what it's like to be in a human body. What do emotions feel like in this human body? As they pass down through my veins, down my arms, my stomach, maybe in my throat. Maybe they affect the way I communicate with other people. Maybe they cause my heart to close up, my chest, my shoulders to contract, so I'm less open with people. And maybe as I feel those emotions and that pain or grief or sadness, which are all perfectly healthy and normal, maybe my body and my being will settle down a bit more, and I'll open up again, and I'll allow people to see me and hear me and love me, and I'll allow myself to communicate with them and to be seen by them and to love them and to take the risk of being rejected or heartbroken or hurt. It's worth it. That's what living is. Wherever you are, whatever's happening in your life is absolutely unfolding perfectly. It is your limited human perception or mind, the human mind, that quite simply does not have enough information, does not have enough awareness. So carry on. Keep fucking going. Feel. Get out there into no man's land. You don't know where you're going, but trust that you're going to be okay. Keep going. Someday I will talk about how I lost it all, seemingly it all, and my life fell apart. And I learned through that fucking chaos that everything is okay. It's all unfolding perfectly. So as you might be falling apart in this moment or in these days or in the coming months, because believe me, there is more layers of darkness to be presented to you. There is more death. We have to die. The ego has to fall apart and crumble in areas. It has to feel like death. If it's a breeze and we fall apart easily, believe me, there's fucking more to go. And you want the more to go because you want to be free. You want to get to the other side. You want this piece of your mind that thinks it knows who you are, that thinks it knows what's happening. You want that dead because you don't want to know. You want to go to the other side, into the flow, into the moment. Anyway, I'm with you. Keep going. Please share if this is of use. If it's not of use, please share anyway.